Hi folks, I'm Tom. Welcome to my workshop. I haven't been on the videos for a while. I've been doing so much work around the house and so many things I had to get done, and building those little swings are taking up a lot of my time. But we're gonna work on this fella here again today. We got his beard done, his mustache. I'm gonna do a little bit of his eyebrows, and then we're gonna work on the roof. So let me get this out of my face and get it onto his face. Well, that looks pretty good. Alright. I got my two sides. These are the slots where I put the little drawer in for the clean out. That's for each side, like that. And I got my roof glued up. I don't like to put brads in it before I carve it. Sometimes it'll pop apart. I use the exterior type bond, but it's not really making me very happy. The interior worked better. This is actually an interior exterior. I thought it would be better glue for this, but I had a few of them pop apart where I had to re-glue them, so I'm not going to give a number. I'm not going to give a number 5 on this one. I'd give it a 3. I like the other glue better, but that's what I'm using up. I put extra brads in it just to make sure I don't have problems with it. Well, let's work on the eyebrows here, and then we'll move to the roof or the sides, whatever we decide we're going to go for. Get off my butt. Move this out of the way. There's my little wrench I couldn't find. I like to use this little grinding wheel for doing my cuts, like these hairs here. I don't know why it works real nice for me, so that's what I'm doing. This wood spirit here, see what I did with his eyebrows? With this wood spirit here, I want to keep him a young looking fella. Yeah, I'm not going to put a whole lot of creases in his face. I gave him like jolly cheeks, like he's smiling. It's hard to put a smile on this guy here with where the mouth is round because it's going to be a birdhouse. But this guy's pretty much done. I'm going to move on to the side. What I do here is I hold the side of the birdhouse pretty much with the bottom of the roof. And where his beard is picking up, right here, I'm just going to keep adding that a little bit. That's going to come down here and we'll burn that. It's not going to come over too far. Worry about there. Let's work on that. Let me change my bit. Oh, I broke it. I use this bit for most of my carving. So I'll be going back to that grinder, tipping a little bit. Let's get this going. Okay, let's change that back. Hold on 1 second, I'll be right with you. Hey. Okay. Alright, I'm back. We're going to do the fine hairs in this. It's real simple. It's just a matter of running these hairs, and this is different from what kind of a beard. I usually will take my Dremel and cut waves in it and then do the beard, but I saw a fellow with a beard sort of similar to this the other day. I sort of liked it. He had a handlebar mustache, so that's what I'm putting on that. That's why I did that. Let's finish this beard up on this side. Alright, there's that side. I don't know how well you can see it, but I think it looks pretty good. It'll match up with that pretty nice. Looks like I could add a little bit up top of that. Hold on a second. Let's do that. Right. We got that side done. Let's do the opposite side. Pretty much like that. Let's change our bed again. Yeah, I've been really busy around the house, painting the back porch, painting the front porch, making those planter swings. They seem to be selling like crazy. I can't keep enough of them in the stores. My birdhouses, they're moving pretty good too. And on top of that, I'm trying to get all this other stuff done. Alright, let's get back to this. Actually, this guy here that I'm doing, I don't know how many people out there know what the Zigzag Man is. That's where I got that picture from. I took a picture down at the smoke shop of the Zigzag guy. I really liked the way he looked. He does have like a widow's peak here with hair, but I didn't do that. I don't think you could see that anyways. But I really liked it. It's called the Zigzag Man. So for rolling your own cigarettes. You get this big guy in here. There we go. This is a pretty simple process. The sides are boring. The roof is boring. It's more interesting when I'm carving the face, but this all goes with it. Alright, there's that side. That's pretty easy. Let's see how it lines up. Looks like I gotta add a little bit to this side. Like a 1/2 inch higher. We'll go there. Alright. Well, you have 2 sides done. One side's a little bigger than the other side, but that's okay. No beard's the same all the way around any man's face. We'll lay these aside here. Lay these aside here. Let me show you a plaque I did. I did a sunflower plaque. This was a while back. It's when I was practicing for my birdhouse sunflower. This is my practice model. I decided to put a frame around it. Turned out alright. A little hole in the back here, you can hang it on the wall. I'll probably sell that at the craft show. Let me see. How far into we are? 17 minutes. We can get half of a birdhouse roof done. And my little frame here for holding up my roof. Hopefully we won't break it. Alright. Well, I think what I'm going to do is really actually the zigzag guy. He is wearing like a bandana on his head, so we're not going to do that. I think what I'm going to do is just give him a head full of hair. Sometimes I'll do a hobbit roof, but this one here I think we're going to do hair. Just like his beard, it's going to be simple. Let's get busy with that. And make this the front. guys see what we ended up with here. That doesn't look too bad. You gotta remember, when I use this bit and I cut these in, these are just waves in the hair. The hair is actually with the other bit. Let me add a little bit here too. I'm gonna put that little grinder wheel back on. I'll make that look more like hair instead of little notches. So what's in your head? You know what I mean? You got an idea, you gotta go with it. This is the first time I've tried this one. I thought it would turn out pretty good. So far I'm happy with it. Right. I hope you can see what's happening here with this hair. And the light will catch it a certain way. We're going to make it halfway at least, and then I'll pick up where we left off next time. Take this a little bit further. That's what we get now. Alright. You see what we did? You see all the lines look like hairs? I know this is boring. This is the most boring part of the building these birdhouses, but it's all part of it. Do you see how this side here we just put like depths, but this side here you use that grinder to make the hairs and waves in it, so that was my idea. It didn't turn out too bad. Let's put this back on me. There you go. There you go. Anyway, thanks for visiting. Today we did the roof. We're working on the roof for this guy here. We did 2 sides. I hope you can see the difference between one half and the other half. But thanks for visiting. Leave me a like and a comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out. Alright, I'll see you next time. Bye bye.